question was, why is it so hard as an adult to make new friends?
Stubborn.
It's a lot of effort. That was quick.
I think it's a lot.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's busy, and I think a lot of it's like a forced shared interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's like school or activities, or like somewhere you like volunteer, something you're at on a regular basis, like at least once a week.
Yeah.
Where like it forces you to recognize the same face.
Yeah. And it's just really hard to like, especially if you're married with kids, it's really just hard to get away from your significant other and your kids, and just like that takes up, if you're not working, you're usually with them. I mean, that takes up a lot of your free time. So can't imagine trying to find time to fit in, like even, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but like just finding like a couple hours a week to spend time with somebody that's outside of family seems like a chore.
That's not ridiculous. It is a chore.
Yeah. It just seems like I would have to put in, and it's just like, I think about it, I'm like, you know what, I should do that more. I bet that would make me really happy. But then I'm like, do I really want to put in the effort to...
Lazy.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, really.
See, I don't know if it's lazy.
I don't know.
Or just not thinking that the outcome is worth what you have to put into it.
Yeah. Not to be like cynical or anything, but like, how old are you? You're like 30?
35.
Yeah. At this point in your life, what are you really going to gain from a new friend, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you do.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, cynical. Like,
Yeah.
But like you said, like you have to go out and, do things and, meet new people. Like you said, you work, you got 2 kids and a wife. It's like,
right.
I was like, unless you're doing something that keeps you connected on a daily basis,
That's what
then you're not going to be anything more than an acquaintance.
When you like, you're in something where you kind of routinely see somebody.
Yeah, like, and you just don't magically become best friends, like, immediately. I mean, you hear people that joke about that, like, they're like, did we just become best friends? Like, you hear that a lot, but, like, I'm sure you guys have been friends your whole life. Like, that didn't just happen.
I was going to say school. Like, it's the same thing.
And I would probably say, at most every age, I would say, like, anybody you consider a friend probably goes back to, like, some of those more formative years and, like, the routine interactions.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then to make new friends, you just got to put work into an effort to, like, and it's just, I just feel like that's just not easy as an adult. It just isn't. It's just texting in general or messaging people out of the blue. It's just doesn't seem natural.
It's probably also, too, like, the same way that new things become more of a struggle the older you get.
Yeah.
You just want things the way they've always been.
Right.
I bet there's something to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are my best friends. We were like 10.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, granted, 15 years is not a long time, but I mean, it's still, when I've only been alive for 25 years, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my friends that I hang out with now, or in like my friend group, a lot of them I've known since I was super young, whether that was went to school or I played sports with them. Yeah. There's like a few people that I've made friends with in the last few years, but that was because of mutual friends.
Yeah.
Now it's like, what am I gonna? It's different. Like I have 15 years of experiences
and that's it too.
Memories and stuff with this. How am I gonna be able to be friends with somebody like that, but then try to make a new friend on the side where it starts completely fresh?
Right.
Because I think like the older you get, like the percentage of when you reminisce of something that you used to do or something you did before, just gets higher and higher too. Like, remember that time we did that thing? Like, right? We're not actually doing something now. We're just talking about the time you did that other thing.
Yeah. It almost sounds like, and now I might be taking a leap here, but it almost sounds like the dating game is easier than the friend game. Like, there's apps and stuff for dating. There ain't no apps.
Is there friend apps?
There's no apps for friends.
Right,
I wouldn't say that. Because, like, if you really wanted to make friends, I feel like you could. Like, if you tried. But, like, dating, you're going into it with the intention to be with that person more regularly. Like,
but
that's true.
But,
so, and there's a
because I think, like, if you say, I mean, if you were looking to expand your social circle, I think you would kind of have to put in some type of effort and get in some new circle of people that you might not be in currently.
Yeah.
I watched my girlfriend, because she's a pharmacist, it's all about networking and knowing people and stuff with a lot of professions. And I see like the interactions and stuff that she has to have with people. And I'm like, that is the fakest thing I've ever seen. And you guys are just being nice to each other in case it benefits you guys down the road. And I'm like, that is just so weird.
Gary Vee said that one time. It's like if you're like some intern at some big company, probably the best thing you can do, like in between like getting Chipotle and like coffees, is just like try to like have like 30-second conversations with people in the hallway, because the reason's just like that. Like some like 5 years down the road, it's like, yeah, I knew somebody that worked at that place, and you call in a favor. Maybe you get like an interview where someone else that didn't chat about some sports team they both liked wouldn't fit.
Those conversations always just sound and feel so fake to me. So I'm always just like, that doesn't. I'm not gonna be. I had a cool conversation about a mutual interest, but I'm like,
I would probably say in the business world, I think that does carry value.
I'm agreeing to that for sure. Yes,
because even people I would not really consider friends, being able to like text somebody that you know has some access to something, like, oh, someone that does flooring, text away. That does carry value.
That's like a LinkedIn friendship right there. Like outside of the friends that I've known since like school, since I was in high school, like every time I would go hang out, it's usually with people that I used to work with. But
you
like,
only talk about stuff from that period of time too, probably like that crazy person at the time you did this.
I used to think like, oh, we're coworkers, but we're also friends. But then ever since I stopped working at that place, any communication with those people has completely been non-existent.
And it makes you wonder if you were ever friends to begin with.
Exactly. And they always say like
coworkers.
And like it's different.
Making the best of the situation that you're currently in.
Like in this place is considered to me as an outlier because we're family and
so we're that guy.
It's a different, but they're best friends. And
brother from another mother, isn't that like a phrase?
So this place doesn't really count, but you hear a lot of people say all the time that like your coworkers are not really your friends.
No.
And they're not family. They're basically acquaintances.
And I think that's like what's the phrase, like a litmus test. If you were somewhere for a while and then say you were gone for like 2 weeks, do you think anybody would say, "What's up? How you doing?" Like outside of seeing you there? I think it's a very small percentage of workplace interactions.
I know Sarah has a friend who gets like attached to people that she works with, because sometimes if they go out and like eat lunch or something outside of work once, and it's just like, then in their head it's becoming something more, but for everyone else it's just like, yeah, we're coworkers, like we just had fun this one time, and like some people have problems with that.
You can't really downplay that, because in reality a lot of people see their coworkers more than they see a husband, a wife, a parent, a kid, all of that stuff. So in some ways that could be 30 years sometimes. People do these long careers, 10, 20, 30 years around somebody. You do get to know pretty well. I mean, you guys talk about, you guys talk about sometimes when you were working like this for a while, like you learn a lot of stuff pretty fast because that's just what you do.
Right. Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah. I mean, because there's people that I used to talk to every single day for like 5 years. But then when I see them in the mall, I'm like we never knew each other. Sometimes we might say hi or, how's it going? But
hey, what's up?
But other than that, it's just like we never.
It's just grow apart.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do agree that it is really hard making friends. But a lot of it, I think we do that to ourselves. And I think, like Caleb said, if we really wanted to, we could do it. But it goes to like Josh's point, like what do we have to gain from it?
It's just a matter of like taking yourself out of the norm and putting yourself in somewhat of an uncomfortable atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like if you're the new person hanging about, you got to put yourself out there. That's not always comfortable.
No, I did that with dart league recently.
See?
Yeah.
And I've seen you all about darts. Talk about like the weights of the darts. Like, this one weighs 25 grams.
It's not always easy. It's not always easy to do.
No. Yep, it's just really hard, and
we just get comfortable.
And it's frustrating though, because it doesn't have to be frustrating. It doesn't have to be that way. We just kind of make it that
Which
way.
funny though, because we probably all think the same way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We all think it's hard.
Right. And then we're all guilty of it too, because like even with like old friends, we're all guilty of it too, because we'd be like, oh, you know, my friend hasn't texted me. He doesn't text me. I'm not going to text him. But it works both ways, you know, like he hasn't texted me because I haven't texted him.
Mm-hmm.
Or with new friends, same thing with new friends. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way. They're not going out of the way to be friends with me. Why would I go out of the way to be friends with them?
I'm not sure it is any harder when you get older. Just thinking about it, I think you just have fewer of the forced routine interactions.
Yeah.
Like school, if you're around, even if you don't like these people, like 6-7 hours a day when you're a kid, especially
for 10 months a year.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
so you do that, and you have, I think you have fewer outside of a job. I don't think you have anything ever again past school with that kind of time involvement.
Yeah.
Multiple hours per day, 5 days a week. Most people you never see that much.
Exactly.
Even the best of friends.
Mm-hmm.
You guys might be an outlier for that, but it's pretty rare outside of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Co-workers.
For true.
So I think maybe it just follows the pattern of where do you spend 20 hours a week?
Yeah.
Do you spend probably the best friends with anywhere you were 20 hours a week?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
I have made some friends online over the years, playing video games.
Yeah.
That was, granted, I did make friends. There was a few of them that I talked to for easily 7-8 years, but things got older.
Yeah.
Things grow apart for people, but that's a decent way that
Yeah.
I've learned. It's been
Like
the easy.
Through hobbies, I guess.
Yeah, it was the easiest way for me too, because I grew up in the same town. I knew the same people growing up. So whenever I did get put into situations like when I played on new sports teams, making friends was always kind of hard for me because I never had to before. It was always the same people.
It's just a skill set that people build.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would be very good at it at all.
We should be 4 again. Just go to the park.
You just go. Yeah.
Just go to the park. If someone else is there, and then my little
You
girl
wanna be
said,
friends?
"Hey,
Yep.
he's my best friend
We're
now.
friends now.
What's his name?
Dude.
I don't know. They don't even ask.
Dude,
They're just best friends now."
I remember being in 5th grade and literally going up to people and saying, "Hey, you want to be my friend?"
Yeah.
And not even thinking that was weird or
Right.
strange or anything. Like,
No.
Just like you are it.
You are it.
Yeah.
You are not my friend.
Exactly.
We should do that as an
Yeah.
adult. Could you imagine?
Hey, you want to be my friend? Yeah. All right. I don't have any more input on this.
It's hard.
It is
That's
hard.
it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stubborn.
All right. Well, there we have it.
Stubborn.